We're doing it well.
Oh
Hi,
my
everybody.
gosh. Hi.
Hello to everybody. We are coming to you live. Welcome to my channel. And normally, you guys are familiar with seeing Ashley's face on our weekly TSFU Podcast Wednesday live premiere thing that's recorded, and we have a live chat when it gets published each week. But today, for the first time ever, we're coming to you live. This is a live Q&A. So everybody give Ashley a nice warm welcome. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing?
Hi. I feel like I just had the biggest nerd grin on my face that whole time because I'm just very used to being live on the mic, but not so much on the screen. So I'm like all camera shy. All of a sudden, I'm like, hey, you guys, what's up?
Oh, you're good. I
Hi.
mean, this community, everyone is so
Hi.
nice and welcoming, and you're in safe hands, so you should be okay. I mean, look, we've got loads of comments coming in
I
here. Cheryl
know.
saying hi, Ashley.
And
Tina in the last 20. Witness.
Colonel Brock said I'm so cute and cool. Colonel Brock, you're my favorite. I'll take that any day. Get out of here.
Colonel
Stop
Brock
it.
is awesome. He's on pretty much every stream. So
He is awesome. Anybody who thinks I'm cute and cool is awesome in my book. So
they clearly don't have to spend hours with you every week recording podcast episode. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You're lovely, Ash.
I know it's a nightmare. Oh, you guys.
So,
woof.
yeah.
We have me and Alex. To be real, we record ahead of time. Just because it's better for us that way. So we're pretty ahead on episodes right now compared to what you guys have heard. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited to for you guys to hear. I was like, after we just recorded our last episode, I ran downstairs and I asked my boyfriend, I was like, oh my God, do you want to know what fucking happens at OT8? And he's like, no, don't tell me. And I'm like, okay.
Honestly.
Can you hear me okay? Sorry. What?
That was interesting camera angle.
That's why I'm really bad at going live because I fucking do shit like that.
We are doing it and we are doing it well. That is what our
Can you hear me good though? Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's good. It should auto balance out. It might take a few minutes.
Okie doke.
But yeah, so our theme tune says it. We're doing it well. And we talk every week. For those of you who don't know about Scientology, Ash has a podcast called the That's So Fucked Up Podcast, and we get together every week. There it is. And we have a segment every week called Ash and Alex Are Doing Scientology. So we dissect Scientology like we've dissected The Bridge, and we've just been going through that. So we're a bit ahead of time because we record it and edit it and stuff. We just finished recording episode 8. I think episode 3 is the most recent that's out. So we're a couple ahead, but it's good because it gives us time to edit and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to share it with everyone. If you
guys have any questions about the editing process, which is super fucking exciting, definitely throw those in the comments. Just kidding. Peggy, hi. I know Tony's here too. Sorry, you guys, I'm not reading all of but TSFU peeps represent. Yeah.
I just turned your mic volume up a little bit here in StreamYard, so I hope that's okay. Because I think a few people are saying you're a bit quiet, so I've turned you up a little bit.
Yeah, if you can turn me up, that would be great. I was trying to figure out how to turn me up.
Don't worry about it. I've got it. I think I've just done it. But if you guys think I need to turn Ash up a little bit more, tell me, and I can do that.
Okay.
Cheryl also is from TSFU.
Cheryl.
Nice.
My booze.
So Gnome just said, I had a TSFU moment this morning, got up and dressed for work, sat at the bus stop for 20 minutes wondering why no buses. It's a public holiday.
That is so fucked up. I'm sorry. I hope you went and did something fun with your day though. You're like, you know what? I'm fucking dressed. I'm ready to go. I'm going to get on the town. That reminds me. This is hilarious. But so I realized that I drink I'm not getting paid to do this. I realized that I drink yerba mate in almost every one of Alex and I's stream. It's a delicious and refreshing drink by Gayaki, and it's herbal and delicious and refreshing. Like I said, this is my way of asking them to sponsor me. I'm like, listen, I don't even want you to pay me. Just like I
Just send me
spend a
free
lot of money
drinks.
on your shit. Like, will
It's
you give me
funny
some for free?
you say yerba mate. In English, we would say that yerba mate.
It is. I think it is yerba mate, and I'm mispronunciating it.
It sounds better, yerba mate. I like it.
It
Um,
does.
So today I wanted to talk to you about your podcast because everyone who watches it and listens to it will be very aware of what we do from a Scientology perspective. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to have a chat with you and talk about the other stuff that you do on your podcast. Because it's not just Scientology stuff. Before we get
No.
into that, though, I do want to say a couple of very quick things. Number one, in just a couple of hours at 1 a.m. UK time, which I believe is 8:30 Eastern time, the Degraded Daughters of Dianetics, Vanessa and Alicia, are going live. I believe it's their first ever live stream, so go and check them out if you haven't already. They're going live in a couple of hours, so head over to them. I actually interviewed them the other day. They're really, really lovely women, and I want to go support their channel, so go and do that. Poll and the Go is also going live at the same time, so there'll be a bit of a clash, but you know, we can watch stuff back on replay. That's cool. We can listen to both if you're OT and you have superpowers, and you can listen to multiple conversations at once.
If you're
Um,
down with OTT,
if
which is a
you're
thing
down
that me
with
and
the
Alex
OTT.
have been saying for, I'm not going to lie, a couple weeks. And I actually just got what he meant today. He was like, spilling the OT tea. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that's what we were doing. That's fucking clever,
Spilling the
Alex.
tea, the OTT.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I launched today my new merch store, apostatealex.com. And there's some really fun merch on there. If you want to support the channel and get like t-shirts and hoodies and stuff, there's some like, if you leave Scientology in an unauthorized departure, it's called a blow, right? You blow from Scientology. So of course, I've got a cushion that says to cushion the blow.
Can you
Um,
put up a screenshot of that bad boy, Alex? I don't know
uh,
how
yeah,
this shit works.
let me share my screen. It only launched today, so guys, go and check it out. Also, actually,
Yes.
hold on, where are we? There we go. So this is my new website with my merch store, and you've got the Duke of Chug. We've got a little water bottle. There's a Duke of Chug mug as well. SPTV stickers, t-shirts that say "Do what Goldie says, not what Goldie does." There's a whole bunch of stuff. So go and check it out if you want to support the channel.
Oh, you got to show the cushion the blow.
Here we go. This is the cushion
To cushion the blow.
to cushion the blow.
I like that one.
Get it?
And the OT t-shirt.
Yeah, there's one. Where is it? SPM Proud. Oh yeah, this is a funny one.
Are
It's
there
the
travel mugs?
The O t-shirt. Get
Yeah. No.
The O
That's I
t-shirt.
love that one.
it?
Heather wants to know if there are travel mugs. Alex.
There are not at the moment, but there will be. I only launched today, so it's got a very limited introductory services, introductory level stuff. So there will be coming up soon for sure. But I do have something a little bit exciting to say. An anonymous viewer has emailed me, and we played this big game, right, to get me to 5,000 subscribers for Mental Health Awareness Month. Which we did. We raised almost $3,000 for the Aftermath Foundation because people matched my $100 donation. And then this viewer said, if you hit 6,000 subscribers, I will donate $50 towards a merch shop to a random viewer. And we hit 6,000 subs yesterday. So we're not going to do it right now. It's a reason to hang on in there and watch the stream, because towards the end of the stream, we will do a giveaway and someone will win $50 towards the merch store, courtesy of an anonymous viewer. So,
and not only that, but I'm going to give you double incentive to stay tuned. I'm going to give away a TSFU tote,
Oh,
and
shit.
a TSFU mug.
A mug, a tote bag, and $50. We should do that as 3 different giveaways, right?
Yeah,
To
so
get
you guys have
people.
to change. I mean,
I like
stay.
that.
You don't have to change. You can wear whatever you want, really. But what we are going to do, Alex, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
We can kind of sprinkle it in with our Q&A. We actually haven't had any Q's come in yet. So, no
Mhm.
A's to answer. So, we'll just first
Yeah.
just
Normally,
talk about some
what
stuff.
I thought we would do is we would talk for a little bit and then
Okay.
get people to put questions in. We'll answer the questions towards the end. If there's anything pertinent that comes up, like right now, Scientology Geek, thank you for your super chat. How is everyone doing today? That's a great question. How are you doing today, Ash?
I'm good. I have spent a good chunk of my day with you. So,
We've been doing Scientology well
we've been doing
today.
Scientology well for some hours, but
Some hours. You're probably sick of my voice by now.
no. And you know what? Actually, Scott asked me to introduce myself.
I
That's
was
great.
about to say
Thank
that's
you,
actually a good
Scott.
starting point. Let's start with who are you, Ash? What are you doing here?
Well, really quick, I know. Who the fuck is she? Why is she here? That's a great question. But first, I was going to say, and one of these days, ladies, UK, and I haven't asked you, Alex, if you're open to worldwide, but we're going to be doing a dating game to, potentially find a soulmate for apostate Alex. So I know that some of my TSFU gals who have, told me privately that they love your accent is swooning a little bit. Are you open to international,
Why
Alex?
not? Let's make it happen. I think it'll be quite fun. It'd be quite fun to do like a dating episode.
Yes. No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So we have all kinds of fun stuff coming up.
We do.
Okay. Rev girl, thank you thank you for saying blue-haired goddess. That's so nice.
So, Ash, tell us a bit about yourself and your podcast.
Yes. And then we have Jaywalk said maybe a question we want to highlight for later.
Yeah, I'll
So,
star it. We'll come back to it.
yeah, my name is Ashley Richards. I'm the host of That's So Fucked Up, a podcast about cults, murder, and other generally fucked up stuff. Originally, how I started talking to Alex is I, on my show, do a Patreon exclusive segment called Fucked Up Sunday School, where I am month by month. So this is it's a years long project, but going through the Bible in just kind of the biggest stories and the greatest fucked up hits. So I was just really into learning about religious texts because I've never grown up with any religion in my life whatsoever at all. So I've been learning about the Bible, and I always have so many questions because if you've ever read any of that, it leaves a lot to be wondered, I think.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn about more religious texts. So I found Alex and I was like, "Can you teach me Dianetics?" And he was like, "I don't think that would be that cool or fun, but we could do this other thing." And then that's how we got onto doing our segment together. And Alex has been kind of leading that since I don't know shit about Scientology. But one of Witness says lots of physics defying stuff in the Bible. Yeah, no, it is weird when you guys look at it from a very literal perspective. Like in the Garden of Eden and in a lot of it, I'm like, where's the scribe? If it's just them two, Who's writing this shit down? There's just so many questions. And that's how I feel about pretty much all religions and coercive high control groups, cults, um, all that jazz. So I wanted to learn about Scientology. So I reached out to Alex, and here we are doing
Yeah.
this thing now.
I think what's so great about your podcast and the Bible segment that you do, I listened to that before we recorded anything, and it's a light-hearted way of looking at these things, because when you look at it with that viewpoint, it is kind of funny, right? And you got to find the humor in these things, and that's what we're trying to do with the Ash and Alex Do Scientology segment. The conversation started by doing Dianetics, and I was like, well, Dianetics isn't really like a Bible of Scientology. It's actually better we can talk about it, but maybe start dissecting the bridge and kind of going down the rabbit hole of what Scientology is. And so that takes up episode 1 to 7. And then episode 8, we start talking about the Sea Organization. And then we start moving on, the next episodes after that will be about different topics and things, and dissecting different beliefs and practices, and just looking at it with that light-hearted kind of view, because it is kind of funny when you think about someone that signed a billion-year contract. You're just like, wait, hold on a second, you've done what? And yeah. I love that that's your take on it. It's really refreshing, and it does make me laugh.
The first episodes the first 7 episodes were nice and light, and then in the last episode that we just recently did, there was a lot less laughter. Things got pretty dark. They're going to get a little bit darker the following week, and then we'll probably bring some levity back to it. But, the point is that we want to get this important information out there, but we also want to do it in a way that is palatable for everyone. And for some people, talking about this stuff in a humorous way is not palatable, and that's fine. Then you just don't listen to or watch this segment. But for me, I just have so many questions, and it's not because I think any of it. I don't think the abuses and all of that is funny. But yeah, when you look at it on paper, a billion-year contract and the whole Xenu story and OT8. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just freeze? Because that broke my brain. So some of it is quite funny. And then obviously there's the stuff that we talk about that needs to have the darkness that needs a light shed on it. But also, maybe for some current Scientologists or former Scientologists, it's good to be able to hear about things in a different way than it's presented in most of your interviews and stuff, with a little bit more of a serious take.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people that are watching SPTV and all these channels are not necessarily former Scientologists. There's quite a lot of people who are just interested in this whole world. And I wanted to give your podcast a little bit of a shout out, because the Scientology segment is just one show that we do once a week. But you actually cover a host of other stuff like true crime, conspiracy theories, murderers, all this sort of stuff, right? Do you want to talk a bit about the other show, MLMs? What other shows have you got on your podcast, and what can people tune into if they want to go, and, what sort of stuff can they listen to if they go to your podcast?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. I'm just reading some of the comments, and
the chat does blow up sometimes. Yeah, I'm starring comments. We'll come back to them at the end to do a bit of Q&A.
Oh, is that what the blue means?
Yeah.
Look at me learning on the go, you guys. Okay. So yeah, on my podcast, I am passionate about learning and talking about a lot of different things. So my original podcast that I've had for 3 years is called That's So Fucked Up. And like we said, it's about cults, murder, and other generally fucked up stuff. But I went back recently and looked at how many episodes I have on our feed 143 episodes, and that's just regular episodes. That's not including any of our bonus interviews or sneak peeks or anything like that. And out of those 43 episodes, 34, no, well, within the next 2 months, almost 40 of them will be about cults. So, about a third of my show is about cults, cult leaders, high control groups, coercive groups. So something that I really wanted to know, something that I really wanted Alex's viewers to know who aren't familiar with me is that my podcast, while it is overall true crime, is very cult centric because while I do my show's called, or it's true crime comedy, although I think that true crime light is a much more appropriate name because it means that you're just, I mean, we do tell it comedically, but true crime and comedy a lot of times have kind of an ick connotation in people's, doesn't leave a great taste in your mouth. You're like, that's not funny though, those things together. Where I think LITE, light, like the light and funky ones from back in the day, just means like to deliver it in a less serious manner. So yeah, that's what I do over there. But it really is important for me that a lot of what I'm doing is spreading awareness about these groups, because if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, Alex, is this not you and I that had this fucking conversation?
I don't think so.
God, I have so many co-hosts. Okay, because I'll talk about my other segments. But I figured it was you and I. But if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, then it's a cult.
Okay.
It's probably a cult. Because I was talking about MLMs, Greek life, fucking, there are so many, it's not just cults and religions that are these high control groups that are ruining people's lives. So I'm actually doing a whole. So then I also have a side series called That's So Fucked Up Presents, because I really wanted something where I could have different guest co-hosts.
Sorry, Peggy just commented docs are culty. Sorry,
they
carry
are,
on.
Right? Hi, Peggy's one of my girls. What's up, Peggy?
Hi, Peggy.
Yeah, we're doing a whole series on MLMs coming up, starting not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, because I do a series called That's So Fucked Up Presents, where every month I either have, depending on if it's a single story or if it's just a topic with several different stories, I'll either have just one guest co-host for the whole month, or I'll have several. And that's where that's like my weird little playground where I get to just talk about whatever the fuck I want for a whole month. So let's see, this month was Jonesin' for Jonestown. It was an entire month with Don Brody, who's the host of HILF, History I'd Like to Fuck podcast. It's amazing.
Love that.
I'll be on hers on June 21st. She fucked the Titanic for me, and it was amazing. I mean, who doesn't know that story? But I can't get enough. Like, give me more Titanic always.
Yeah.
Somebody said Amway was very culty. Well, guess what? That might or might not be the second episode that we do, because in the first episode we're just doing an intro to MLMs. But when I said it might or might not be, I definitely meant that it will be because, yeah, that's like the OG fucking MLM cult. They're super religious. My co host for the season is also one of our guru level patrons because, speaking of cults, on our Patreon, all of our, or most of our Patreon levels are named after really culty things like devotee, disciple, the family, guru, you know, not culty at all. But
I love that you have a cult following, an anti-cult cult following.
but so do you.
Yeah,
That is like
it is a little bit.
100%
Yeah,
SPPTV or
SPTV. Yeah,
I added an extra P. SPPTV.
just thinking about the pee.
Stop it. You're like you're naughtier than I am. Yeah, you guys are that's definitely very anti-cult too. It's like, "Oh, I just got to this live stream from the other live stream," and
We all support each other. We help each other out. But
well,
the difference is
we're
that
good
here we're all
cults.
supportive and helpful, and we you know we're all on the same side. Whereas in a coercive group, that's when it gets manipulative, and that's when a cult is bad. It's like gym freaks, right? People who are really into like going to the gym and exercising, like it's a little bit culty, but there's nothing wrong with that if it's not harming people or manipulating people or coercing people. That's the difference between a cult and a coercive or manipulative or high control group, and there is a very
Yeah.
big difference.
There's cults are slightly on a spectrum,
Mm,
because you can be in a group that's a little bit culty. Shout out a little bit culty and Sarah Edmondson and
mm.
Nippy. Um, and non shout out to Nexium, but that's some fascinating shit. And I did a double part episode on that
Mm.
because I want it all. Um, I actually have a friend and cult expert. Somebody just mentioned Stephen Hassan, who I've asked to come on our show, who will not because she's come on. I'm not gonna. I can't say more, but she will not publicly speak about Scientology because of their fair game policy.
Yeah, and this is the thing with Scientology, that they are so, like, they're so protective of their religion, their beliefs. It goes one step further in that it is actually policy to go out of their way to destroy. The policy is destroy, right, people's lives and people who speak out against Scientology and critics, because in Scientology the belief is 100%. So it's like you're 100% for Scientology, and if you believe 100% of the time Scientology works and is correct, well, then therefore anything that tries to prevent that is a horrible, harmful act against humanity, because Scientology is the way to, save the planet. So if you are trying to stop that or get in the way, then it's not just like you don't agree with our beliefs. It's no, you're actually getting in the way of like the human race's progression and survival. So that's how they view enemies of the church. So they'll do anything and everything they can to try and suppress people that speak out or critics, and it does scare a lot of people off, even cult experts and people who have spoken out previously. Fair game's a real thing. What are your thoughts on Scientology, Ash, having spoken now to the length that we have and not having had much of a Scientology experience? Like, how do you view it with the knowledge you have now versus what you thought of it before we started doing our segment?
Hmm. Well, I've actually been podcasting for 3 years and have been too afraid to cover Scientology because after I saw Leah Remini's show, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it seems like they're fair game and people all over the place. Like, I'm not really anybody, but I can't afford getting fair gamed. Um, but so I've learned that their church is not in the millions, but in the tens of thousands. And let's call it what it is, cult. It's not a church, okay? COS, Cult of Scientology, Yeah. But I mean, I don't think my opinion has changed. Like as soon as I watched, what was the Remini series called? So I
The
can,
Remy and the Aftermath.
okay, so it's might as well just call it, Leah
The
Remini
Aftermath,
series.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what I got from her series is that they were an insanely dangerous and terrifying.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, say that again. I accidentally muted you.
Oh, Alex didn't like what I was
I'm trying
saying.
to up your volume. Sorry.
Oh,
Carry
is
on.
it still low?
No, it's all right. I'm sorting it.
Let me, I turned down my gain the other day. I'm going to move my head instead of the camera so we don't get the same shot as before, Let me turn it up a little bit. How's that?
Oh, right in my ear holes. You're like deep in my ear holes right now.
You guys, Alex, so deep in your ear holes. Okay, I am seeing a lot of MLM talk going on in
Should
the
we
chat, which is
take a
really
little pause
exciting.
and let's go through? So I've starred some of these
Okay.
comments, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, Goldie, as I mentioned earlier, for those of you who just joined at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Poll on the Go talking to Nasty Nathaniel, who is a First Amendment auditor and also the Degraded Daughters, who are former Scientologists. So go and check them out, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's just a couple of hours from now. Jay Watch, my question was from TSFU about Landmark Worldwide and if it's diet Scientology. Do you know anything about Landmark Worldwide?
No, okay, no. This is somebody from my Discord.
I saw this
who
earlier.
was asking about you, but did you say you were going to have to look into it?
Yeah, I replied and said that I am going to research it and see. The name is familiar; it does ring bells, but I'm going to research into
Landmark.
Yes,
Landmark is. I love her. Okay. God, I feel.
Guys, can I just say you can now see what I have to put up with when we record these episodes every week.
I know everybody's like, "Is she hammered?" I'm like, "I'm sober. I swear to God." Just on the mate and the Capri Sun today because I'm 12.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah, I know. They were at Costco and they were so cheap. I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. But
anyway, Landmark, yes.
But yeah, so also Landmark is this person that I know will also not talk about Landmark publicly. So I do wonder if Landmark and Scientology have some connection, because basically they're a kind of self-help like classes or team retreats sort of for business. If anybody has a better explanation,
I mean, it's definitely not linked to Scientology in that in Scientology, the only Scientology organization that is correct and right and doing it correctly is the Church of Scientology. Even if you are a Scientologist and you leave and you want to start your own thing and you don't agree with the management or whatever, that's called the free zone, independent Scientology. That is seen by the church as what's called squirreling. It's not real Scientology. So Landmark won't be affiliated with Scientology in that sense. It won't be an official Scientology organization, but it may come from a former member or something, or maybe based on Scientology. I don't know. So I'll look into it. Christy, we loved That's So Fucked Up. Thank you. And
Christy's one of the patrons.
And Witness says, I love your pink chair, Ash.
Thank you. I shouldn't be trusted with nice things. I spill everything that is spillable, and it has a huge coffee stain on it currently, which you cannot see, so that's cool. But just a little bit about me is that I might soon go to Walmart or somewhere, Amazon, I don't know, and buy a steam cleaner for my chair. So that's a fun fact.
I'm so happy you shared that with the 100 people we've got watching right now.
I thought this was like a get to know me thing.
It is. And now we're talking about steam cleaners. As long as we don't start talking about fucking Crocs, sorry.
Sorry, that's a big, you guys, that's a big theme in our Discord, which you should join, tsfuthepodcast.com. Hit play with us, and you can join our Discord right there. We don't only talk about Crocs, but it does get it gets brought up a weird amount for some reason.
Gnome here. There are many offshoots that originate from Scientology, including Landmark. Yeah, that's what I mean. I have heard about it. I want to do some proper research before I give a proper answer. There are lots of groups like that, and Nexium as well, that all stem from Scientology.
So I was gonna say Nexium as well, and we are going to be doing an episode where we compare Nexium and Scientology, because Keith Raniere sure just was like, I'm gonna take that and that and that. And it's funny because I was like, you know what? I think LRH, as I discovered he is called today, he's not called Elron. So if you guys were out of the know because you didn't know about Scientology, now you know. His name isn't Elron. They call him Ron. Or Source.
It's L. Ron Hubbard, yeah.
Comrade.
LRH, yeah. Commodore, yeah. Yeah. Gnome here. If you have an ashtray handy to yell at.
So in episode 3, I think I named it something boring, like deeper into the madness or some shit, because I couldn't, like, I was like, I don't know what we talked about. But then I was doing the rewatch, and then I renamed the episode Yelling at Ashtrays, because I was like, that would suck me in. I'd be like, well, I need to know what that's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And hard to hear. The Sea Org is North Korea. And Harta is one of the channel members. So for those of you who are watching this live on my channel, I say that like it's also, this isn't on your podcast. This is just live on my channel. So the only people hearing this are going to be watching it. So anyway, you guys, if you want to support the channel, the best way of doing it is liking, sharing, subscribing, because that pushes the video out to more people. But there are 3 ways you can support financially. You can buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description. You can become a channel member. You get a few fun perks, like a little PTS, Potential Trouble Source badge, in the chat. And today I just launched a new merch store at apostatealex.com. So you can support in that way, which is really fun. And Harta is one of the channel members that is here all the time. She supports the channel, so thank you. And she is totally right. The Sea Org is like North Korea. I actually interviewed a former Sea Org member who was an executive here in the UK, who said that the headquarters in California, he said, imagine North Korean labor camp, and that is what Scientology HQ is like.
Okay, why did I think ChatGPT said that?
Because we were speaking about this. I went into ChatGPT and I asked it what a country would be like if it was run by Scientology. If Scientology implemented its policies as law, and it gave me this really long description and basically said it would be like North Korea.
So now that is 2 beings. You guys be nice to the AI. We don't know what's going on yet, okay? Just be nice. But that's 2 that's 2 intelligent beings. Can you call it computer
artificial intelligence? That's what AI is, right?
Yeah, can you call it a being?
I don't know. That's a whole podcast episode in itself.
That's why I started my spinoff. That's so fucked up, because I was like, I need to be able to talk about random stuff that I want to for a month. Oh, so like I was saying before, we just did a whole month on Jonestown, about to do a whole month on MLMs, and then we're doing a month about the ocean, because that place gets pretty fucked up. The ocean is one of my high-level obsessions, like cults. I'm not really trying to spread the word about, like, oceans being dangerous or to watch out. I mean, you should take precautions if you go in there. It's not your house, but it gets crazy in the ocean. One season, Anywho.
I was just going to say, and hard to hear, I've also heard people say the RPF is just like North Korean re-education camps. Yeah, so the RPF is a rehabilitation project force. That's where you go if you're a SEAL member and you've done something wrong and you're being punished. It's called the RPF. And yeah, that's exactly what the RPF is. It's a hard labor re-education camp, just like in North Korea.
Okay. So robots aren't human life. So I guess it's a no on calling AI a being. So
I don't think
yeah.
it's this. It's not a being. It's a. I don't know. This is a rabbit hole, isn't it? Rebecca said, "Proud of you, Ash."
Oh,
Thank you, Rebecca.
stop.
And Anhalter, TSFU is such a good response to cult nonsense.
Oh, thank you. I mean, because it is nonsense, right? Like, I want to read some of you. I want to read to y'all some of the episodes that I've covered. Oh shit, dude, that's 35. Yeah, we're closing in on 40 episodes on cults. But I've covered um let's see. About 7 of these are available only on the Patreon. So shout out Patreon members, but I won't mention these. I'll just mention the ones that are available publicly. But Heaven's Gate, the the Fall River satanic cult murders, cult leader Amy Carlson, and Love Has Won, the movement for the restoration of the 10 Commandments of God. I talked about fundamentalist Mormon polygamist cults. I talked to um well, fuck, now I feel like a dick because of course I'm forgetting her name. But her father was known as the Mormon Manson because he, on the principle of blood atonement, had a fuck ton of people killed. So I've gotten to interview some really cool survivors of cults, and her dad was the leader of that one. And I could continue. I've talked about hazing and Greek life, Jared Leto, because he's.
We should do a whole thing on Jared Leto.
Well, you said the echelon. You said the upper echelon, which is funny because Jared Leto's crew is called the echelon.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying because he uses like hashtag we are a cult or something.
So I'm a big fan of 30 Seconds to Mars, right? And
well, you
at
can't
the time,
be anymore, right?
Well, I was. So when I was
Okay.
in Scientology, I loved 30 Seconds to Mars. They dropped a new album at the same time. It was awesome. And their merch was just like a black hoodie that just said, "This is not a cult" on it, right? And I remember having this whole dilemma in my mind of loving it and wanting to buy it because I love the band, and also thinking, I could wear that around because Scientology is not a cult, but people, this is what I was thinking at the time, but people would think that I'm wearing it in reference to Scientology when actually I would be wearing it in reference to the band. And I had this whole dilemma in my head about not being able to wear 30 Seconds to Mars merch because it would be linked to Scientology because of the word cult. And I had this big thing in my head and I ended up not buying it.
Yeah. Well, in the end, I'm glad that you didn't support 30 Seconds to Mars further by buying their merch. But forgive me if I'm wrong. You guys, we have 11 stars. Is that good? We should get more, right?
So that's just comments that I'm starring that we're going to go through if the Q&A.
I was like, can we get some more stars up in here?
That's me. So I'm starring comments as we go through, then once we've answered them, I unstar it. So just so we don't get too distracted by the chat.
Oh, thank you. Tony told me it was Anna LeBaron. And yeah, her dad was the Mormon Manson. It was crazy. So I got to talk to her, which was really cool. So thank you, because I didn't want to not shout her out. That would suck. She wrote a really amazing book called The Polygamist's Daughter. And yeah. Do we have some other?
Well, Tony said here, like true crime, cults, high control groups, serial killers, generally fucked up stuff. That is true. Those are kind of the categories that you talk about on your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like I said, I have a whole season coming up about the ocean, like weird diving accidents, and I had a whole season about just like interesting things about Japan, like culturally, and then like the Fukushima disaster. I just like Vikings. I literally talk about the most random shit. Because that's my jam. Like I just really, and then we have another segment called Binge or Bust, where I watch, well, now my co-host does as well. We watch a documentary and then we explain it to the other one. That's one of our monthly segments. And I actually recently covered the documentary from 2006 or 2007 called Jesus Camp. And holy shit, you guys, it's fucking intense. It's about this evangelical summer camp that they send these kids to, and they're like telling them all about how terrible abortion is, and they're all like sobbing and like asking for forgiveness, and then it's crazy because it was made 17 years ago. And then, you know, our abortion rights just got taken away from us pretty recently. And the kids who were at these camps would be just at right around the age to have positions of power, because a huge part of their agenda, if not the whole thing, is to get these kids essentially into positions of political power to run it, which then connects into Greek life, sororities and fraternities. Every fucking president has been a part of a fraternity. You guys, it all goes all the way to the top. My whole point, okay?
Yeah. And Marilyn Honig here. So Marilyn, for those of you who don't know,
Hi, Marilyn.
She's awesome. She crochets stuff. So she makes these little Xenu outfits for. So this is a Mike Rinder bobblehead, the former spokesperson of the church, and he speaks out about Scientology now. And Marilyn makes these. She crochets these little Xenu outfits. So she's awesome. So a little shout out to Marilyn. But she's really cool, and she has just left a comment here saying Jesus Camp was pretty much what my childhood was like. I think that's the thing as well with when you get into cults, coercive groups, high control groups, there are so many similarities, and they do all link, even if they're not linked in terms of their beliefs or whatever. Like in the episode we just recorded earlier today, episode 8, we were talking about how Scientology links to, like, there's a political side, there's like government, and there's, you know, the Navy look of the Sea Org, and there's like, you know, it's all linked in the same way as many other cults and coercive groups. And that's what we're trying to do with our segment and with your podcast, right? Is help people understand that these groups are very different, but they use the same techniques.
It's, you know, same shit, different day, pretty much. Anhata, I have looked into the troubled
Thank you
industry.
for the super chat, Anhata. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for supporting Alex, and thank you for asking that question. I am absolutely all the fuck over the troubled teen industry. The TTI is one of my passions. I did an episode on Synanon and Chuck Dietrich, who, well, he started Synanon, which was an anti...
Every time you say Synanon, I think you're saying cinnamon, like the spice.
Earlier, when you said that they call LRH source... At first, I thought
you said, like a sauce?
I thought you said fucking sauce, and I was like, dude, that's kind of a sick nickname, though. Like, why did he get that?
Because he's saucy. Yeah.
And then I was like, no, he said source. Okay, but yeah, and Hatta, what I would love to do is get 4 survivors of the troubled teen industry I have not watched the Paris. Somebody just recommended the Paris documentary. Oh, is that Hata? Yeah, I'm definitely going. I've been meaning to watch that forever. I don't know why I haven't. Probably because I watch like 8 other documentaries a week. But um, I did reach out to Paris though a few times on Instagram to ask if she wanted to talk about her experience. Weirdly, she didn't get back to me.
I wonder why.
She has like 30,000 million followers or something. I don't know. I'm like, hey. But I would like to talk to 4 survivors of different schools. I just watched a great documentary called The Last Stop. It's about the Elon School. It was kind of one of the OG fucking troubled teen camp or troubled teen industry boarding schools or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And yeah, cinnamon, not back to my, what I was saying, not cinnamon, Alex, Synanon.
Yeah.
Synanon kicked off the troubled teen industry. So I actually did an episode on Synanon. It was, I don't know, it was a bonus episode. But hey, any TSFU peeps, if you know what episode that was. I want to say it was around December, but I did an episode on Synanon and touched on how it led to the creation of the troubled teen industry. And I actually co-hosted that with Jen Carroll, who her parents were actually brutally murdered by Joseph D'Angelo. And she's an absolutely amazing fucking woman who, you know, survived having her family fucking taken from her by that monster. And she's done just amazing work in the criminal justice system and everything. And I had the opportunity to co-host that episode with her because she grew up in Southern California during that time period. So she was able to bring a lot of really kind of cool cultural of the time references and stuff to the story, which was
I love
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think, should we do a giveaway? I think it's
Fuck
time.
Yeah. Ding,
right?
ding, 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 ding.
So just a reminder, someone emailed me. They want to stay anonymous. They have agreed to donate $50 towards the merch store to give to someone when I hit 6,000 subscribers, which I have now done. So I think the first giveaway, let's just show my screen first off. This one here. So this is my new merch store, apostatealex.com. I showed it earlier, but just to give you guys a little rundown, you can get Apostate Alex merch, you can get SPTV crew t-shirts, you can get like a mug that says Duke of Chug mug, which is a Scientology reference. SP and Proud, Blame the Body Thetans, all sorts. So if you want to win $50 to spend in this merch store, put a comment in the live chat right now. Just light up the live chat like they do on the other SPTV channels. Put a comment just now saying, I want merch, whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter what it is. Just put a comment in the live chat. And I'm going to pick someone from the live chat at random.
And you have to like the video.
Yeah, you have to press like.
When
Always
you
press
comment.
like. But I'm going to pick someone randomly and give them $50 to spend at the merch store. So I'm going to pick someone in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're a very slow counter. 2.5.
And you, Natalie Grant.
Natalie Grant.
Congratulations. Woo! You have won $50 towards the merch store. So please, can you email me?
Natalie, what are you going to get?
hello@apostatealex.com. If you email me, I'll set you up with all of that and give you so much.
I'm curious though if Shorty has an idea of if she knows what she's gonna pick. Did anything just like automatically tickle the fuck out of your fancy, Natalie?
Who knows? Put a comment, let us know. Well done, Natalie. And we have 2 more giveaways as well, which we'll do in a second, right? Maybe in a couple of minutes. that you want to give away. You want to give a tote bag and a travel mug, right? Is that what you said?
Are we almost ending?
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll do that in a bit. We won't do it now.
Oh, it's like this went
Keep
by
on
so
watching.
fast.
We can keep on going for a bit. I'm not in a
like,
rush.
oh,
No, I'm saying keep on watching. We've got more
Yeah.
giveaways to come.
Oh yeah. Should I show?
In a bit.
Okay.
We'll do, when it comes to it. Really
Alex
important
is
comment here
the leader.
from Goldie. My house is a no Crocs zone.
Fuck yeah, Goldie. I support that. I also do own 2 pairs of Crocs, but listen, they're not.
I don't think I can podcast host.
They're
with you
not
anymore.
the fucking OG Crocs, like the ugly ones. They're actually, they do have some good ones, you guys. But I am generally anti-Croc. Kelly, thank you so much.
Kelly Copter is awesome. She is a fellow SPTV YouTuber. Hi, Kelly. I do actually want to introduce you guys. I think it would be really fun actually to get Kelly in on an episode that we do on our podcast.
Definitely.
She grew up in Scientology. So if you haven't checked out Kelly Copter, guys, go and check her out right now. Her channel's awesome.
And also, really quick, somebody asked, I think, what's the pod? This is That's So Fucked Up.
TSFU, the podcast. Yeah, I love it. Poe on the Go says, howdy. Poe is going live in a couple of hours, and so are the Degraded Daughters. So go and check Poe out. Poe on the Go, he's going to be talking to Nasty Nathaniel in a couple of hours, 8 p.m. Eastern. So hi, Poe on the Go, and go check him out. Rev Girl, can I talk to you about essential oils?
Hey, hun. Listen, I've already got my doTERRA stocked up. Actually, if you want to buy some of my essential oils, I'll get you 50% off because I'm trying to unload because I went fucking bankrupt from joining the MLM.
And hard to hear, Kelly has a TSFU origin story. Yes, exactly. That's why I think we should bring her in. I think it would be great. Kelly, if you're up for it, coming on as a guest, because Ash, I think you would find Kelly's Scientology story fascinating. So
I would fucking love to hear it. Somebody, one of your audience members said that in the recent episode there was a lack of fuck. So I just want to let you guys know that I still have plenty of fucks to give. So you better just fucking keep on fucking watching. Fucking okay. And that's why I love the word fuck, because you can just drop it in any fucking where and it just fucking works. Fuck, you know?
A lot of ex-Scientologists, we definitely have bad potty mouth as well. Like there's a lot of swearing in Scientology. It is very like.
Do you swear at the ashtray? Intense. Are you like, fuck you, you piece of shit ashtray?
No, not exactly, but it does, like, because we're all on a mission and we're so important and we're so like got to get this done. It's just like, oh, you know, stop fucking around. You know, this is important. Like this so fucking serious. This and that. Like, I don't know. I think it's a David Miscavige thing because it wasn't really like that before he took over in Scientology. But yeah, a lot of us do have quite a lot of potty mouth for sure. Colonel Brock question: Ash, what's your take on the Bud Light debacle?
Woof. Damn, we're getting political. Okay.
I don't know anything about this, to be honest, because it's a whole US thing I've not. Yeah. So enlighten me.
So I'm not like an expert, but basically Bud Light used a trans individual who is now a woman as their spokeswoman for International Women's Day or something. If anybody in the comments is like, dude, you're fucking this up, let me know. But and basically a bunch of Bud Light drinkers, or I guess Bud drinkers in general, not just the light ones. The Budweiser drinkers were like, it's okay, we're fine. But the Bud Light drinkers were like, abso-fucking-lutely not. But a bunch of people started started boycotting Budweiser because they used a
because those people are anti-trans.
Yes.
Right.
So my thoughts on that is, why the fuck do you care if someone is a man or a woman or non-binary or fucking wants to marry a dude, or if a woman wants to like eat some pussy, just like mind your own business.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
think
not hurting anybody, then just like shut the fuck up.
especially in this world of cults and coercive groups, like we have all, you know, former cult members, former Scientologists, and that sort of person. We've all grown up in this world of oppression and lived under these controlling, coercive ways of life. That means we have to conform to what someone else says is the right way of doing things. And so for me, it just makes it even more offensive that there is a world that exists that people don't think it's okay to live how. If you want to live like in any, like, fine, you should be able to live however you want to live, right? And if you don't agree with it for whatever reason, that's fine, you can believe in what you want, just don't act on it, right? People should be free to live however they want to live and not be judged and not be treated any differently. And when you come from this like Scientology world of like living in a very regimented way, it's like it just makes it even more shocking that there's a debate around this topic. You know, people should be able to live however they want to live.
Well, they just passed laws that in a couple states that now prohibit trans people from performing like whatever kind of entertainment, what stand-up comedy, drag. I don't know if does drag count? I don't even fucking know. But like, oh no, there's some crazy shit going on in America. Somebody said puff puff pass. I don't know why, but yeah.
There's like a game that goes on SPTV.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Okay, cool. I
we
was
don't have
like,
to get
is
into
my
it.
weed showing? Also
Yeah.
somebody said I want Crocs so I can put those decorations in the vent holes. And my boyfriend, it was on Hata. You got some good stuff to say, my friend.
Heart is awesome.
My boyfriend wanted me to make TSFU Croc little charms, and I was like, no, I will not. I don't care if people would like them. I refuse. Also, Goldie said STFU the podcast.com. Shut the fuck up. The podcast is probably a good one if it is. But if you were trying to give my podcast URL, which I would greatly appreciate, it's TSFU the podcast.com.
Which is that's so fucked up is
That's
what it stands for,
so
right?
fucked up.
So fucked up.
Toke.
Jay Watch here asks, Alex, in case I missed it, have you been fair gamed? No, I haven't been fair gamed yet. I'm sure it will happen at some point. In the UK, the Church of Scientology are a little bit more reserved because they actually lost a harassment case against someone called Bonnie Woods here in the UK, and they had to pay her a load of money and issue a public apology, and they were found guilty of harassment. So I think they're a little bit more cautious here. That doesn't mean they won't do it, and doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but as of yet, no. I'm also a small fish in a big pond. Like, they have so much on their plate right now with the Danny Masterson trial, with people like Aaron Smith-Levin growing up in Scientology, who's got over 150,000 subscribers. They're not going to care about little me with 6,000 subs, and that's totally fine because it makes my life easier,
buddy. Be careful what you wish for or something. I'm not sure.
Well, Colonel Brock actually brought this up as I mentioned it. Have you mentioned the Masterson trial on that So Fucked Up?
Wait, this is kind of so amazing because literally people keep being like, well, what about this, this, and this, which we are just discussing literally today, how we're going to do episodes on all of this. We're going to do an episode about LGBTQAI plus rights or lack thereof and discrimination in Scientology. We're also going to be doing an episode on what the fuck were you just talking about?
Danny Masterson.
Yeah, that we have an episode coming up on that as well. By the time that comes out, the trial verdict will have come out, so we'll be able to discuss that whole fucking debacle today, I was enlightened by Alex on how pedophilia is kind of justified in Scientology, and that was the first time that I think shit got pretty dark. We've we've been talking about the bridge, and it's fucked up, but I was like, okay, now child trafficking, like, yeah, you guys, it gets real fucking dark too. So, we do obviously right now and on our show talk about things in a lighter manner, but when you start talking about that stuff, the jokes
Yeah.
kind of they just seem to find less of a place there, weirdly. But
Yeah.
yes, all of that super, super fucked up stuff is coming up. And yes, and hot tub, most cults definitely do enable sexual abuse, child abuse, pedophilia, all that good stuff.
Yeah. And Witness here said, I agree, Ash, there are degrees to cultiness. And this is what we were talking about earlier, right? That going to a gym can be a bit culty. That doesn't mean it's coercive or controlling or harmful, right? There are definitely degrees. What are your thoughts, Ash? Having done all these episodes on different cults, MLMs, and so on, what do you think about these degrees and where Scientology sits within that wider spectrum?
So I think cults are a spectrum, and if 10 is the worst, Scientology is a 10, and if SPTV and TSFU, so many fucking acronyms.
We love an acronym in Scientology.
No, I meant, yeah, I know. Cults love acronyms,
Cults in general,
which is
yeah.
why we are a little bit culty with
Yeah.
SPTV and
It's true.
at TSFU. I'm like, what? And AADS, Ash and Alex do Scientology. What? Yeah. So I think that, we would be like a 1 because we're on the culty spectrum, but we're a cult in a positive way, in the fact that, like, we're a community that comes together with a common interest, and sometimes shit does get a little bit culty because there are just people that are on YouTube or on a podcast who reach a broader audience, and therefore you get people that you're interacting with that it gets a little bit culty in the Discord or whatever, because it's just like jokey, but it's just like, it's hard not that there's I'm like, how do I say this without sounding like a total asshole? I don't like being live. This is fucking terrifying.
You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
No, but there just gets that kind of like culty aspect, because it's like we have our supporters that are like, oh, I love Apostate Alex and I'm here to watch all his streams, or like, love TSFU, and it's like that, it gets a little bit culty. Like somebody just mentioned Renee B. There's a podcast, a little bit culty. Yes. Sarah Edmondson and Nippy Ames. It's fucking great. Huge fan. Currently really trying to get Sarah on, and I think there's a pretty good chance of that happening. So actually, light up the chat right now if you guys want to see Sarah on, so we can screenshot it and I can send it to her and be like, look at the demand.
Sarah Edmondson, for those of you who don't know, was in Nexium, right? She was a huge part of The Vow, right? The TV show.
Yes, she was a huge part of the Netflix or HBO docuseries The Vow and The Vow 2. She wrote Scarred. She was in Dominus. God, I can't fucking remember. Hey, we love an acronym, right? So yeah, we got to take these screenshots. Are you screenshotting, Alex?
We can screenshot, yeah. Everyone wants Sarah on board. So let's do it. I think we can get her on, right?
No, we definitely can. I just want to be able to send her a screenshot that's like, look, lady, the people are demanding.
The people want you. Exactly.
Oh, man.
And you know what the people also want? free merch. Do we want to do another giveaway?
Oh my gosh. Shit, yeah, we do. But
What do you want
this
to do?
time,
There's a tote bag and a mug, right? Is that what you said?
yes. But
Okay.
I want to do a trivia question.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? You're going to ask a question and you're going to get people to answer it in the live chat, and then you're going to pick a random person who's answered it correctly. Is that what you want to do? Or are you thinking something else?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the best way to do it?
I guess so.
That feels fair because like people are gonna multiple people could answer correctly in quick submission.
Should we show
section
your merch store? Succession. This is your merch store.
Yeah, but
right?
my tote bag and the head. I just said head because Joe DeSeppo said I got a head now. See you all soon.
Joe's awesome. I love
So
Joe.
the tote nor the head are on my merch store because they're Patreon exclusive.
Oh, why the fuck have I got this up then, Alex, you dweeb?
Well, because my merch store is pretty fucking cool.
It is cool. Can you get up your Patreon and share your screen and show people?
I can't. I cannot. But what I can do is just like really quickly go grab those things.
Come on.
Be right
Okay.
back.
All right. And while Ashley is gone, hi everybody. If you guys are just tuning in, definitely go and check out the Degraded Daughters, who are going live in just an hour and 15 minutes. Poll on the Go will also be live. And the Degraded Daughters of Dianetics are former Scientologists, Vanessa and Alicia. I interviewed them quite recently on my channel, so go and watch that as well if you haven't already. Kim, rock it out with Kimberly. Hi, hey, how's it going? Also, we are taking questions, so put questions in the live chat.
I have a girl crush on you. Okay.
Put your questions in the live chat as well. We'll go through them and we'll start to wrap up fairly soon. But put your questions in the live chat. We'll take super chats and stuff as well. This is the mug, right?
This is the mug.
Love
Patreon exclusive, only available Patreon and at other random times like today exclusive. Not available for sale is, I guess, what I mean. This lovely, glossy, shiny black mug with this here TSFU logo, except for this is the explicit version. The tote is the non-explicit.
Explicit.
Non-explicit. You do the Sean Connery impression too much, so it gets me like shushing all the time.
Non-explicit.
Non-explicit.
That's so fucked up.
So this says that's so fucked up. The mug or the tote says TSFU the podcast. But first we're gonna do a mug giveaway. Okay, so.
Okay.
All right. Here is the question.
So you're going to ask a question,
yeah,
and then we want everyone to type the answer in the live chat, and then you're going to randomly, or should I randomly pick someone to win? I think it's easier if I randomly pick one.
You randomly pick, yeah. I'm like, that's too much pressure for me. I can't
so
that.
Everyone listening right now, Ash is going to ask a trivia question. Answer it in the live chat straight away, and we'll pick someone randomly, and you win a mug.
And wait until I give all 4 options.
Okay.
Because I'm going to do... I'm going to pick a fairly... If you like... This is a question that is... If you know Scientology really well, you'll probably definitely know. But if you're like... fairly familiar, then you still have a chance because I want to be fair. So we'll go somewhere kind of in the middle with fairness. And you'll be disqualified, you guys, if you answer before I give all 4 choices. Okay? Okay. So, blank is a negative entity in Scientology. Is it A, E-meter, B, Xenu? These are weird because they're letters upon letters. C, Thetan, or D, engram. Do, do, do. And you can just put the letter. So that was blank is a negative entity in Scientology. A, E-meter. B, Xenu. C, Phaeton. Or D, engram. All right, Alex. We should
get your answers in.
All right. Whoa. Okay.
We got a bunch.
Woof.
I'm going to pick someone.
We did.
In 5, 4,
3, 2, 1. Scientology.
Tina. And the last
20. Send Alex your home address so I can stalk you. Just kidding. I'll just send you a mug. I promise.
Yeah. So Tina, if you can email me at hello@apostatealex.com, just email me, say you won the mug, and I will sort out with Ash and you and so on. We'll get a mug to you straight away. Congratulations.
And for anybody who's like, wait, did you just hear my tummy grumble?
I didn't, no.
Oh my gosh, it was it's dinner time over here. So if anybody didn't know or didn't get it correct and did not put these dots together, because that's understandable, the correct answer was D, engram. So engram is a negative entity in Scientology.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird question though, because Xenu is a negative guy. Like, he's a bad guy, but he's not a negative entity, right? An engram is, long story short, in Scientology, the belief is that your reactive mind stores these things called engrams, and they're kind of like memories of past traumatic instances. So the best way of explaining it, if you bump your knee on something, if you later on walk past that thing again, you might think, oh, I'm going to be careful because I remember bumping my knee on it and I remember it hurting. And you might get like a light little pain there again in the future. It's being re-stimulated because you're being reminded of the pain that you had before. That's an example of an engram. And those are all stored in your reactive mind, which is what you're trying to get rid of in Scientology through going clear. So engrams are basically like little memory packets almost of past bad experiences.
See, I just learned something because I didn't even know that. So
you wrote the question.
Did I though?
Do you want to talk about this actually, right? Because where's this trivia thing come from? Because you have a board game, right?
Yes, I do.
Little plug for you here, Ash.
Thank you. That's a great time to do a plug. Hello, friends. So, this is HexaQuest, the strategic trivia game by Tumbling Heads. Look at that. Ooh, fancy packaging.
So this is your business, right? This is your thing.
Yes, well, kind of. I don't want to take the credit like that. My business partner and partner in life, this is his board game company, Tumbling Heads. HexaQuest is the game that is on the market. It's on Amazon right now. There might be like 6 copies left. So if you run over there right now, you might get one of the last copies. But how it works, we're just actually waiting on another shipment right now. So we should be back in stock on Amazon and the website and everything. Hopefully in a month or so. So how the game works is it comes with 6 categories. We've got backpacker, movie bluff, tree hugger, gourmet, historian, and wise man. So that's the base games that come with the category. And then what happens is that it also comes with 5 hexagons for each or shit, I'm fucking this up.
Each category.
Each category, yeah. 6 categories. There's 1,500 questions. Each category has, or each card has 5 questions with differing levels of difficulty. Um, so that would be probably honestly a level 4 or 5. I actually went really hard on that. And so how you set up the board is it's no real board. It's
Just like the
hexagons,
hexagon pieces, you put them
which I
together,
don't
right?
fucking have any of with me right now, but that could probably be changed pretty quickly as well as yeah. But so anyways, then you put the hexagon, you make your own board. So you can make the game as long or as short as you want. You can do all of the categories, or you could say like, guess what? I fucking hate traveling and learning about other countries and cultures. Why would you say that? But you might. Also, it's just like maybe you're not good and you like winning, because I do. Like, I'm like, I know movies better than I know nature. So when I go for and here's the Hexaquest bag with the hex. This is from the side. So you make the board and you either put the category up or you put the difficulty level up, and then you can be like, all right, well, I know that I'm really good at movies, so I'm going to take out movie. Or you're going to say, you know what? I just want to keep it safe. I'm going to take and because when the board is set up, it's either the category or the difficulty level that's facing up. So you choose whether you want to play based on difficulty level
or category.
And then what's really cool, wait, what was that difficulty, a 3 or balls?
The way you held the thing made it look. It didn't look like a number 3.
I was just trying to show. Okay, get out of here.
So you put the hexagons on the table, and then you pick whether you want to do a category or a difficulty thing.
Yeah.
You pull out the hexagon, right? And then you answer the questions. It's a trivia-based game.
Yes.
And it's a load of fun.
Better than me. Yeah.
And then there's different packs that you could like expansion packs, right? And there's a cults one, which is where that question came from, right?
There is a cults one coming soon.
Okay.
But what is coming first is the detective expansion pack, brought to you by TSFU the podcast. That will be out in about 2 months, and that's all. It's for anybody who didn't catch it, it's called Hexaquest, hexaquest.com. Hexaquest, if you search Hexaquest on Amazon, you can either order it right now or get the you can get on the waiting list. Yep, that's that thing.
Love it.
And then 7 expansion packs are coming out in the next couple months. We've got Gossip Girl, DJ, Detective, bunch of other ones. I can't think of them because I'm focused on Detective, though. It's all true crime. And so there's actually no cults in that one because I'm doing a separate cult category that's going to be coming in a little bit. If you guys see the comments from Martin Sutterham, who has the tumbling heads symbol as his avatar, or whatever the fuck you call it, profile picture, I don't know. He's telling the other cards because I forgot them.
I love it. Thank you. All right.
Yeah. Fun.
Guys, go and check out Hexaquest if you want to support Ash and her channel and get a game and play some trivia. And we actually want to do another live stream soon where we're going to do a trivia thing. So that's something we're going to work on in the future. Before we start to wrap it up, we have one more giveaway to do, right? You want to give away a tote bag as well. So let's do this as the final thing. Are you doing another trivia question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, first I want to know if anybody had any final questions about the podcast, where to find it, what it's about, who I am, anything like that.
Yeah, so ask your questions. Just as a quick recap, Ash and I do a weekly segment called That's So Fucked Up. Ash and Alex do Scientology. So every Wednesday we'll have a new episode out. Episode 4 is coming out this Wednesday coming. So make sure you tune in for that. We do a live premiere every week. So we'll have like a live chat. We can engage with you guys while the episode is being aired for the first time.
Oh, and I want to do a real quick full disclosure that I don't have the cult category specifically about Scientology written yet. So before this started, I did I asked ChatGPT to make some questions. So I wanted to just like make it clear that
why don't you can ask me? I can help write questions.
I know, but it was on the fly. We were like, all right, we're going. We were like recording, and then we were going live on the hanger. Full behind the scenes. Hold on, I'm getting my hands on a tote.
Yeah, sure.
What is your
In the
Patreon?
meantime, what's your Patreon? So if you go to TSFU, thepodcast.com, right, they will be able to find you on all of the platforms, and they should be linked through to Patreon, right?
Yeah, you can find everything at tsfuthepodcast.com. Also, you can just go to patreon.com/tsfu. I'll tell you guys what's at our $5 level just for shits and gigs while we're here. And then I will do the awaited tote giveaway. So first, you guys have to hear a little bit about my Patreon for 2 seconds, but just because somebody asked. But at the $5 level, you get a thank you card and stickers. You get a That's So Fucked Up keychain, 14 ad-free episodes a month, Patreon exclusive Fucked Up Sunday School episodes, early release on Friday episodes, but not on any of my other segments, just the regular That's So Fucked Up episodes, a monthly true crime book and documentary club, shout on an episode, and 10% off merch. And then if you move that up to 10, you get 15% off merch and this nifty tote bag.
Nice.
Could not ever be like a seller on
We can't hear a word you're saying, Ash, but that is the tote bag, right?
Hi.
And is that is this the tote bag you're giving away, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if you want to
hold
win...
on, I'm QVCing. Oh, look at that fine rope handle detail.
So if you want to win a tote bag, what do they need to do right now? Are you going to ask another trivia question?
I'm going to ask one more trivia question.
Okay. So same day as before.
Yes.
We're going to ask you a question and we'll give you options, and please put your answer in the live chat and we'll pick someone at random to win a tote bag.
Okay. What do you think, Alex? Should I go for a softball on this one? The last one
Go
was
for it.
Pretty hard.
Go for it.
Okay. L. Ron Hubbard, the founder, or the sauce, as Alex likes to call him, was also A, chef, B, actor, C, pilot, or D, writer. Do. One more time. LRH, the founder, was also A, chef, B, actor, C, pilot, or D, writer.
All right, get your answers in. We're going to pick someone at random in 5.
We got lots. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tote bag!
SP Cracker Liquor fan. Congratulations.
That sounds naughty, that name. Congratulations to you, SP Cracker Liquor fan.
Yes, please email me hello@apostatealex.com and we will get that sent over to you. Congratulations.
We absolutely will. Congratulations. You guys, thank you so fucking much. This has been dope as shit.
A couple of quick questions before we go. Gnome asked how many hours does it take to edit an episode of TSFU? So for the Scientology stuff, currently Ash sends the audio to her audio editors, and then I get the finished audio product back, and then I edit the video to match the audio as much as I can. For me, it takes probably about 6 hours ish to edit one episode, video wise, and then there's the audio editing that you guys do on top of that. We're actually rejigging the way we do it, so it should be a lot quicker from now on. But yeah, it takes about 6 hours work for me for each episode. Plus the hour and a half that we spend talking to each other to record it.
Right. I don't edit my own episodes mostly because I hate editing with a passion. So I have an editing team that I do compensate with a percentage of revenue in addition to the spiritual fulfillment that they get by being a part of the team.
It's not a cult, I swear.
No, it's not at all. I just we just really have a sense of strong community, so it's whatever, you know. But just kidding. But not really. But no, it does take about probably 5 or 6 hours to edit. Sometimes also we do 2-hour episodes, so I'm sure that can take 8 hours. And as I said, when I mentioned my Patreon, patreon.com/TSFU, that we do 14 episodes a month. So I have a team of editors. Shout out to y'all.
This is the thing.
I could not do all that.
Yeah. This is a thing that people need to, I think people don't really realize, right, is the amount of effort it takes to do this stuff. So if your team is spending 6 hours editing the audio, I'm spending 6 hours editing, 12 or 13 hours of work are going into this 1 hour segment that you see once a week, right? So if you think about the quantity of stuff that we this does very quickly become a full-time job. So when we talk about merch or supporting us with super chats or buying a coffee, as much as we're not in this to make money, or I'm not at least, because I have another job. I know you do this full time, Ash. So, you have your Patreon and stuff. But for me, I'm just trying to share experiences. But every little helps because this is the quantity of time that we're putting into this sort of stuff. So it does help soften the blow a bit. But for you, Ash, you do this. This is your full time job. So you have your Patreon, and that funds things like your editors to be able to spend time so you can pay them to do it.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, I can't say that I'm not, I'm not at all. Not at all money motivated, and part of that, is because it's a fucking more than full-time job, but also I have a really big team that helps me put out this content that, very similarly to Alex, I hope is helping a lot of people, and I want to be able to compensate those people. Also research goes into this stuff, designing merch, putting that merch on a website that you have to fucking make yourself, it adds up. So I think that's a good thing to point out, Alex, is that we're not just money grubbing. This stuff takes a lot of time.
I think we should all follow the example of Rocking Out with Kim D. High, who's doing the perfect cult member thing.
Love it.
I split 10% of my income on YouTube channels like yours and Alex's. I don't know if you're being honest or this is a joke. If it's not a joke, it's hilarious anyway, because that's like a tithe, right?
It's tithing.
That's what all of our cult members should do, is give us 10% of your income. No, I'm joking. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Peggy says, also look for her Discord channel. It's one of the best I've been a part of. Yes, I agree. Your Discord channel is hilarious.
There is a lot of crock talk, which is weird, but it's still definitely worth joining you guys. So that is I really don't know how to fucking get there just from Discord. So go to patreon.com. No, fuck that. Sorry. Go to tsfuthepodcast.com, click play with us, and then it's really fun actually, because there's 2 options. There's an option to join the Discord, and there's also an option to play bingo, because I have bingo for all of the That's So Fucked Up regular episodes. We either do cult bingo, murder bingo, or fucked up bingo, because as Alex and I have been discussing and will continue to discuss, cults and cult leaders and high control coercive groups, it's all the same shit. MLM, fraternity, fucking,
the whole shebang.
Troubled teen industry. It's all
I
It's
love
all
it.
the same.
Degraded Daughters SP Hangout. Yes, thanks for coming and stopping by, Vanessa and Alicia. They are going live at 8 p.m, which is just under an hour away. So go and check them out if you are wondering what to do in 55 minutes. They're awesome. So go and check them out. Were you going to say something, Ash?
Somebody asked, what is Discord? Discord is super fun. It's sort of like the old AOL chat rooms a little bit, but less overwhelming. Like Facebook groups, it's not really an active chat, it's people like posting and commenting, where the Discord is more of an ongoing conversation. And we literally, you guys, have probably 30 channels. It's kind of ridiculous, but they're all lit the fuck up all the time. We really don't talk about the podcast or crimes or even cults like that much. We mostly talk about what we're fucking eating and what we're listening to and how our day is going and stuff. So it is a really fun and supportive community. If you guys are like all of us and sort of like introverted weirdos and really enjoy, internet relationships, come join us.
Come join us. Join the cult. It's not a cult. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, Ashti. I do appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, go and check out TSFU, the podcast, and check out our episode on Wednesday. Ash and Alex do Scientology. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Alex. And you guys feel free to shoot me a message at TSFU the podcast on Instagram. Pretty much is mostly where I'll answer that, or join the Discord, or you can email me at tsfthepodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions or anything like that. And thanks for coming, you guys. Thanks for having me, Alex. This was awesome.
No worries. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys
later,
soon.
SPs.